talk about that. And of course, because this is our first AMA with Giveth, we can just do an overview of Giveth, give tokenomics, and yeah, hear any questions from the community about Giveth and any ideas for how Giveth and ShapeShift can collaborate. But maybe first we'll start with an introduction. One of my favorite people in the crypto community. I would love for you to introduce yourself to ShapeShift.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm Lauren. I work with Giveth. I've been with Giveth for about a year and a half. I lead comms and I lead the Give Economy working group. So just kind of do all kinds of cat herding and organization and figuring of things out and feedback on all the things. Yeah, I do a lot at Giveth. I spend basically all my waking hours hanging out in there. And yeah, and if people aren't so familiar with Giveth, Giveth is a donation platform, but it's actually so much more than that. We also have our token economy, and it has all these different components to it. Our mission is really to reward and empower those who give. So the give economy is really designed and based in a way where we're trying to reward those who are giving to the earth, who are giving to the world, who are giving to projects, and yeah, that's really our main focus. And I'm super happy to be here.
Thanks, Lauren. Yeah, why don't we, what would always help is like some show and tell. Rana just asked, are we doing any screen shares? Why don't we just give everybody a quick little demo of Giveth so they can really understand what we're building. There's a Zoom link in the chat. Let's pull that up, and the best way to see Giveth is just to do a donation and see all the projects we can donate to. Lauren, do you want to do this donation demo, or would you like me to do it?
I can, but wait, in which chat is this link to the Zoom?
I'll tag you right now. It's in the stage chat. And yeah,
Cool.
as we go through this, feel free, audience members, to post any questions in the stage chat. We'll be sure to answer them.
Okay, cool. Nice. All right, I'm just joining the Zoom. It'll take me a moment to get set up, but I will very happily share about donated projects.
Cool. So yeah, with this version of Giveth that's live right now, one thing the Giveth community focused on was, for our minimum lovable product, was building the easiest way for anyone in the world to start raising funds, and on the other side, anyone in the world to donate directly to these projects. Giveth has an amazing roadmap that I'm sure we'll cover a little bit today. But we when we want to build so much, we thought it made sense to focus on a really solid MLP and being the best at something. And so now, yeah, Lauren, take it away and show us how easy it is to donate on Giveth.
Thanks, Willie. Cool. So I got my screen share up here. So actually, also, I'd love to just mention we just recently gave the DApp a whole new makeover. So we did a lot of fixes to improve the UI and just like improve the experience of using the DApp. So it's like a total new makeover in the last few weeks. It's looking really, really nice. Donating to projects and creating projects is super duper easy. Like all the projects are here. You could go to the projects page and you could search by a particular project if you wanted to. I'll go to the Gitcoin grants matching pool. This project I'm really excited about because I love the merger between just different, like I love the merger between just different DAOs, and it's super exciting to have the Gitcoin grants matching pool on Giveth. So if you actually wanted to donate and have the funds be used in Gitcoin grants, you could actually do so on Giveth, and you could do that at any time. So I'll just show you like a little bit about how the donation flow works. You can just click on learn more, and you can kind of see like a little bit of what the project explains. And then here they have updates. So if the project wanted to provide any updates of what they're doing with the funds, they can do so there. And actually, the Gitcoin grants matching pool is a verified project. So if a project is verified on Giveth, it basically means that when you donate to that project, well, okay, and every project on Giveth, when you donate to that project, 100% of the funds go to the project. But for verified projects, we actually give tokens to the donors. So if you donate to a verified project on Giveth, you actually get give tokens back. So I'll just kind of go through the donation flow here. Yeah, you can see here it says the token is eligible for givebacks. I'm on Gnosis chain. We have we support donations on both mainnet and on Gnosis chain. I like using Gnosis Chain because the gas is just so much better. So I can donate give tokens here. You can make it anonymous or not. It's just super easy. Just have to confirm my MetaMask, and Zoom is making it hard. Donation is being processed. And then you're a giver now. We have this great confetti. So donating is super duper easy. Creating a project is also super easy. Yeah, I could walk through that flow. Or Willie, did you just want me to demo donating?
I think the create project flow is so beautiful, and the cool thing about it is it only takes like a minute to demo. So why don't we, while we're all here, check out how easy it is to also start raising funds on Giveth.
Heck yeah, cool. Okay, so creating a project is also super duper easy, and we've really improved the flow for creating a project, and with like a couple of extra details in this recent update, so I'll mention them as well. But you just click create a project, read through the submission guidelines, and then it's really just easy. You can kind of call it I'm going to be very uncreative right now and call it my project, and then my stuff. You fill out your project description. It's really like we have these submission guidelines here. So if you're actually creating a project, it's really good to create a project description that explains where you're using the funds and like what your organization is actually doing. And like the more detail that you provide, the more likely it is that donors will want to donate to you. Also, we after projects are created, we take a look at them and just make sure that the project has some sort of description, because we had a few projects that were just like and we don't want those showing up on the platform so much. So my project won't get published because it's called my project and my stuff. But then you go through, you pick categories of like what fields your project is contributing to. You can pick the location on where your project has the most impact, or if it's global, you can click the checkbox. You can choose one of these for generic backgrounds, or you can add a photo. Adding a photo is super easy as well. You just upload it, and then put in your Ethereum address. Well, I think my project, yeah. And then we have this great flow actually now where you can, before publishing your project, you can actually see how it will look, and you can even save it as a draft. So if you just kind of go here to preview your project, you can see, well, your banner image would show up here. You'd see the title, you'd see your description, you'd see exactly how it would show up for donors. And then if you like it, you can click publish, or if you don't like it, you can click edit. If you want to come back to it later, you can actually just navigate away, and it will actually still be in under my projects. It'll be there saved as a draft. So you could go back to it, saved under my projects. These are projects that are not live, they're inactive, and then these are projects that I own that are live. So yeah, it's a super easy flow, and I love this save to draft thing now, because it really it's so fast and quick to set up your project. But maybe you have some questions, or you want to make it really good, you want to add some photos, you want to embed some videos, and so all of this is possible to do right away or to do later. So that's create a project flow, super easy, and really one of our goals is to make it as easy as possible for people to get on the platform and start donating and start raising funds, and just make that like a really streamlined user flow.
Oh, it's so beautiful and so easy. Thank you for that awesome demo, Lauren.
My
So
pleasure.
I'm very curious. Giveth is structured as a DAO, and a lot of people talk on Twitter. They're like, "Oh, it's hard to actually build products and ship as a DAO, right? Everyone just has debates and stuff and governance all the time." How has Giveth been able to build such awesome products structured as a DAO? Do you have any ideas?
um how it's given, like the products that we've come out with since we launched the token economy, or like just from the beginning of time?
I guess we could talk about both, right? Because Giveth launched its governance transferable governance token just this past Christmas Eve, but was kind of acting as a DAO for a while. I'm just really curious to hear kind of like why, yeah, how what do you guys do at Giveth that makes it possible to build such awesome products even though you don't have any kind of centralized organization?
Well, actually, I mean, it works out really well. Like something I really love about the DAO space is that like anybody can kind of come in and jump into the things that they actually feel passionate about and care about. So I joined Giveth before we launched our transferable token and had a transferable token economy, but Giveth has always been operating as a DAO. It's been we have our Discord, we have everything transparent. We record all of our calls and publish them on YouTube, so it's like anybody could see what we're up to. All of our code is open source, so we're really like in the mindset of networking with other DAOs and sharing what we have, and just like kind of having it so that like all the information is available, and then we can build each other up. So anyway, I entered Giveth a while ago, and I just jumped in as like as a casual contributor. And I was interested in Giveth because it was a nice combination of using technical crypto blockchain stuff and using this to help projects on the ground that are making a difference for things that I care about, like the environment or taking care of homeless people and just like public good. So I really love this like public goods focus and combining that with the tech side of things. And so I just jumped in and started contributing to things and just saw like where things could use some support, started filling in the gaps, and then like I think a lot of contributors got attracted in this way, especially at that time. And then we just like expanded out as a team, and we expanded out as a team. And then we're working super hard on launching the Give economy, which we just launched in December of 2021. So we just launched the Give economy, and now so we have our token economy, and now we have a DAO that also has access to a lot of funding, and anyone can come into Giveth and put forward a forum proposal, and then we have a process. We have a governance process, and we use advice process as well. So in order for a forum post to like be validated and be able to move on to actually request funding, it needs to be there for 5 days. It needs to get advice from people who'd be affected by it, from people who have knowledge in the field. And then once there's this advice process, this conversation going on around this proposal, the person can create it in our garden. We have a gardens platform, which was actually created by One Hive as well. It's on Gnosis chain. And it's basically a framework for DAOs to allocate funding to proposals that are in line with their mission, vision, and values. And they use conviction voting to allocate that funding. So basically, Give token holders can vote on the proposals that they care about in a decentralized way, and anyone can come in and create a proposal requesting funding from the DAO. And as long as it follows the advice process, it won't get challenged. It can go into the garden, and then it's really up to the Give token holders like what things actually get done. So this regen farms that we're launching today like came from you, Willie. I mean, you created a forum proposal, and we talked about it, and we decided to go through and do it. And it's like it's so amazing that like just some idea, like a great idea, can come in, and then you rally the people around it. It's really cool how I think that like within DAOs, it's like the people get magnetized to the great products and like the things that they care about. And I think that this is super super powerful. I think running Giveth as a DAO, yeah, it really like allows us to try to create things that are creating more network effects, that are helping other DAOs, that are helping like the public good space or the crypto space in general. And we get to do it all together, and like anybody can jump in and join.
Oh, I think that thank you so much for sharing that. I think you touched on a lot of really great points there. And I think there's a lot that we can learn. We've already learned a lot at ShapeShift from Giveth, right? When we were launching our DAO and stuff, the big part of why we were confident that it would work was seeing firsthand how well that structure worked for Giveth. And I think you're so right, right? Like a big part of what made Giveth successful in the early days and brought a great community in was we had some really dank memes. It was very clear that Giveth was, and it already had a pretty good reputation because it's been around for a while. But we're building the future of giving, and that attracted people like you and people all around the world who were aligned with that vision, and interested in supporting it. And so it's so cool, just like coming together every week, building this community, having new friends come join the mission. And then once we launched the governance token, the transferable governance token, it was like pouring fuel on the fire. And Giveth, I think, is just such an awesome community of builders who are aligned, right? And now with the governance token, we can actually be rewarded for building this future of giving. So yeah, I think Giveth is such a beautiful product, and I think there's a lot we can learn from you guys with building a community and organizing that community, rallying it to ship beautiful products.
Yeah, thanks, Willie. I mean, you're a big part of Giveth too. You're
I
modest,
know.
and I know you're repping ShapeShift here, but like, yeah, you're such a valuable part of Giveth. Like, you come in with so many ideas, and even just the time that you spend in Giveth, it like creates so many great ripple effects that leads to just like so many great products and ideas, and things just get done really well. And we're so lucky to have you.
Oh, thank you, Lauren, and likewise, it's been it's been an amazing experience for me too, and I've learned so much from the Giveth community. And we should give a shout out to Griff too. So Griff is not on the call right now. I thought he might be joining. Maybe he'll join at some point. But Griff is the founder of Giveth and was also the community manager for the original DAO. So he has just about as much DAO experience as anybody, and has been just an amazing leader for Giveth over the years. So huge shout out to Griff. He's been amazing for Giveth, and has been a huge contributor for ShapeShift. Has helped us learn so much, and he was one of the Fox Success Token investors. So huge shout out to Griff. So yeah, we talked about. Go ahead, Lauren.
I just checked in with him. He can join in 15 minutes. So spoiler alert.
All right.
We'll have
Awesome.
a Griff.
Looking forward to that. Cool. So we mentioned the Give token, this new governance token, and the Give economy. Maybe it's worth talking about the region farms that launched today. And anyone on the call who's interested in stacking some Fox on Gnosis chain, this is going to be very interesting to you. Should we do another demo too for that? Share screen.
Yeah. Do you want me to share screen? Or do you want to?
Yeah, if you're down to share, that'd be great.
Yeah, I will. Okay, let me just pull it up.
Thank you.
I'm super excited about Regen Farms. I'm so happy that it's gone up today and that we got to announce it and that everyone can start jumping in. Oh, oops! I just went to the docs. Something I think that is really, really cool about Regen Farms and this the Fox Honey Farm that is up right now, but the rewards actually start in a few days, is it's like you can jump in right now, provide liquidity and stake your LP tokens and start earning a yield the second that rewards are open. So I'm going to share my screen. Huh. Okay, cool. Sharing my screen. I'm here in the Give Farm. So the Give Farm it has been up since we launched the economy. We have opportunities for farming on Gnosis chain and on mainnet. But we did something kind of cool with the Give Farm, where basically you can stake tokens, and you earn, like, we were able to sustain high APRs because part of the tokens that you earn are liquid immediately, and part of them are actually streaming over time. So if you kind of like go to this APR pop up here, it explains like which part is liquid and claimable immediately and which part is streaming over time. So it's like you can actually get like huge yields, but without all of this sell pressure that comes with just kind of like dumping huge yields and kind of this like Ponzi scheme kind of idea. It's like using the Give stream, it made it possible that we could sustain these high APRs, but then also have people be rewarded over time. So it's like we're rewarding long-term holders, long-term investors, and and actually the idea came from Willie to expand this out. I mean, we designed this UI for the Give Farm, this really beautiful UI, and we designed this farm combined with the streaming service, and Willie had the idea of like, why don't we offer this to other DAOs, so other for good DAOs could jump in and we can help them set up everything, and we have they provide the tokens that are going to be given as rewards, and we provide the UI and the contracts, and they just need to select the parameters and send the funds in, and that are going to be used to reward their liquidity providers. And and then it goes live. I can actually show it on staging, and then we can kind of like play with a little bit more. Let me see. I'll show it on our staging site. So the Fox Honey Farm is the first one that we're doing. So we're partnering with ShapeShift right now, and so ShapeShift provided the fox that's going to go out as rewards, and then anybody could go in and stake and provide liquidity for Fox Honey, and then they could start earning rewards. They earn a reward, and some part is claimable right away, and some part will be streaming over time. So this here is the regen stream. So this shows like how long into the stream the rewards, how long into the total length of time that you'll be getting the Fox stream for, how long has passed, and you can stake, unstake, but yeah, I'll go back to the so that's just our staging site. So it shows rewards there. Those aren't the real rewards. Those are just rewards with test tokens that we were doing to make sure that everything was working properly. But the real Fox Honey Farm actually starts. The rewards start my Sunday morning. So they start in 1 day and 21 hours from now, and you can actually go right now and start providing liquidity on HoneySwap. You could just like click there, add Fox, add Honey, and then stake your tokens. I don't have any LP tokens, but if I did, this would illuminate and you could stake, and then just wait. So then as soon as the pool opens up, there'll be rewards that you're starting to earn. Yeah. The other really cool thing about regen farms is that we're calling it regen farms because we want it to be like regen. We want to have like this whole regen degen to regen meme. I think is really really valuable and really powerful. It's like there's nothing wrong with earning sick yields, like there's nothing wrong with making a sweet profit, and especially there's nothing wrong with doing that if you're supporting tokens and DAOs that are doing things that you care about, that are doing things that you want. So in the regen farms, you can actually explore more about the project. So here we have Shapeshift, and you can actually click the little question mark. It'll explain what Shapeshift is. If you click the learn more link, it'll send you to their website and you'll be able to check it out there. Yeah, so it's like at the same time as earning rewards, you get to learn a little bit more about the DAO. And then taking this one step further, we had a little debate about this when we were setting up, before we set up regen farms. We had a little debate about like how else could we make it regen, and we talked about the idea of, oh, maybe we could have fees on people providing liquidity, and those fees would go to support projects on Giveth or something like that. But instead of doing that, we really like to have these zero fee platforms, like having it so that like anybody can access and benefit from the rewards that are available. So it's zero fee, where there's no fees to the user. But when Shapeshift is setting up this pool, they provided the Fox for the rewards, and 1% of those tokens that they're providing actually goes to the Giveth matching pool. So I think I could open it in a tab. Donation.eth. So the Giveth matching pool is a project on Giveth. And we're raising funds in this project, which we're going to distribute to verified projects that are on Giveth. So as I was mentioning before, I mean, when people donate to verified projects, they get givebacks. But the other thing about the way a project gets verified is by proving that they're providing public good. So all of these projects that are verified on Giveth have proven that they have reputation at stake, and have proven that they're providing some kind of service that's benefiting the collective, some kind of something that is benefiting the collective. They're providing public goods. So the Giveth matching pool, 1% of the funds are going into here, and then those funds get distributed to the verified projects on Giveth. So it's super exciting. It's like Regen Farms allows you to earn sweet yields that are supporting the DAOs that you care about, and then you get a stream that runs for years to come. I think the Fox stream is going to run for 4 years, 8 months, and 22 days from now. So you can get a Fox stream and then keep getting Fox every second. Essentially, it'll be shown as a Fox per week flow rate, but you get this Fox continuously for the next 4 years, and at the same time, like, that this setting up this farm actually went into providing matching funds to public goods projects. And then there's like also ways to like explore and get to know them a little bit more. So we want to bring more DAOs into Regen Farm. So yeah, so we have this like add your DAO thing. If anyone has a DAO and they're interested in getting a Regen Farm and taking advantage of this UI and everything set up, and also like benefiting from the network effects of having all of these partners of 4 good DAOs in one space. Totally possible. You can just click apply now, and then there's a type form. There's the type form where you fill out some details.
That's awesome. So you heard it here first, friends. Tell all your DAO friends that need a farm, which is pretty much every DAO friend, to apply for a regen farm. As you can see from this demo, it really is just awesome UI UX. I really think Giveth has nailed it with the UI UX of farming. You can see here there's links to go provide liquidity. The stake button's only active if you have tokens to stake, and you can see how much unstake's only active if you have tokens to unstake. And it's just super clear and fun to use. And I know we have a lot of people on the call who have been enjoying the Give farm and the Give stream. So I'm sure you guys can all attest to how addictive that stream is, right? And how good of an experience it is. And I think we can share the secret here that this is very similar to vesting. A lot of projects in the past had done like liquidity farms where some percentage of the rewards vested. I know Sushi did this. But when you're vesting, it feels like something's being taken away from you or held back, right? Like locked up. But Giveth just did a great job branding this as the stream. We don't use the word vesting or lock anywhere. It's the gift that keeps on giving. And so far, we've just seen really, really great results from everyone who's participated in the Give stream. So yeah, I'm really excited about Foxes. You can pat yourself on the back because we are doing good just by launching this, and also this is available to us because ShapeShift is now a public good, which is something that I'm really, really proud about. So This is the first farm we're launching for this Fox Honey Pool. As a reminder, we had some Fox earmarked for liquidity mining on the Fox Honey Pool, so it made a ton of sense to leverage these awesome region farms and streams and partner with Giveth for this. But we can also decide to add more farms in the future, right? And then that will just add to anyone who has an existing Fox stream. So I think I look forward to like maybe one day we can have an Angel Vault farm on Gnosis chain with really low fees and add that to the stream so that not all the rewards are turning into sell pressure.
Yeah, I think it's so valuable. I think the streaming concept is so great. I mean, like there's just different ways of doing it. I mean, a DAO could put out less incentives, and then so there's like not so much going out so quickly, and not people like dumping the tokens, or like you set up this streaming concept, and then with the stream, it's like instead of having this idea of like something is withheld from me or something is being taken from me, it's actually like yeah, it's what you said, the gift that keeps on giving. It's like you can my favorite meme regarding the token stream, like the Fox stream, the Give stream, is that your flow rate can only ever go up. It's like you earn some rewards, you claim some tokens, you get a stream, and then if you earn more rewards later and then you claim again, your stream flow rate only ever goes up. So it's like you're getting what you're getting, you already know you're getting liquid, and then you just get this flow rate. And the flow rate is always going to be the same until the stream ends, or it'll go up if you participate more. If you provide more liquidity, if you provide liquidity for longer and stake those tokens, in Giveth, we have a like with the givebacks program, when donors get give tokens, they also get a give stream. So it's like there's other ways you can also increase your stream. And I just think it's so valuable because not only are people being rewarded for being part of the community, it's also like it brings everyone together with like the interest of supporting. Like people will want to engage in these programs if they inherently also believe in what the DAO's doing, and then they're a stakeholder in the DAO for years to come. Even if they were to sell the tokens that they still have the stream, they still get more over time. So it's like they keep an eye on what the DAO is doing, and then it just like creates more engagement from the community. And I think is super powerful. It's a super powerful meme and super powerful concept.
Nailed it. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for deploying this for us. We're super excited about it. And yeah, I can't wait to go stake some Fox Honey LP and start getting my Fox stream going. So I know we got a ton of cool stuff on Giveth's roadmap that would be great to cover. Giveth has such an awesome roadmap, but I want to make sure we have time to talk about this token swap proposal that is up. Lauren, have you seen all the details of this token swap proposal? I know it came from GBeast, and I think ChadFi was involved as well.
Yeah, actually, I thought ChadFi was in the stage. I saw him earlier. Maybe we could bring him up here. And GBeast is as well. Yeah, I've seen the token swap. I mean, I think a Fox Honey token swap is I mean a Fox Give token swap is great. Like our two DAOs are already supporting each other a lot. Like with sharing information, sharing ideas, and even just like sharing contributors. We have a lot of people like from ShapeShift who've come over and helped us in Giveth and vice versa. And it's like it just makes sense to me to even like create more of a partnership and add liquidity with that.
Totally agree. What's up, GBeast?
Hey, how are y'all today?
Best day ever. How are you doing?
I'm not too bad, not too bad.
Well, thank you for joining the stage, and thank you for putting this proposal up. Would you mind giving a quick overview of the proposal to the community?
Sure. Well, I can't take the credit really for the whole concept. I think I was more the hands that just helped pull the strings together and put it into a written format. But the idea is because there is sort of this ideological alignment between the two DAOs, and because more liquidity can really help get both tokens into wider circulation and easier to transfer. We just wanted to put something together. Said, look, why don't we work together on this? And we can each contribute to a pool by swapping tokens. And then we each take the tokens we receive, combine them with some of our native token, and put them into a pool. Although there is the idea of whether we need one pool or two separate pools. There's a few details like that to be sort of hammered out as the project moves forward. But for the sort of the straw poll phase, this incubation phase of the project, it's basically both people putting in a pool of liquidity tokens into a pool. The initial proposal was that we each allocate about $100,000 worth of tokens. But looking at some of the comments that are there on the board in the incubation, we're getting a lot of people saying, no, let's up that. So we'll see where that goes.
Awesome. Thanks for the great overview. Yeah, I was one of the people in the comments saying, and maybe we should up this amount. I really like this model of token swaps. We did this with OneHive. That's how we got the Fox Honey pool going, and it's really an awesome model because, as we all know, liquidity on DEXs is essential for any DAO, but it's also really expensive. We just launched this new region farm, and we're basically renting liquidity with that. This is a great way to get protocol-owned liquidity. And pairing with Give is just as good as pairing with ETH in terms of giving people access to liquidity. But Give's got a bunch of Give, we got a bunch of Fox. This is a great way for both projects to, I think, increase liquidity. And Give is a great token for us to pair with on HoneySwap as well, because it is one of the top tokens by liquidity already over there. Plus an awesome project. So thanks for that overview. Everyone, please check out this proposal. It's in the incubation stage. GBs, when are you planning to move this to the next phase? Ideation.
As soon as I think people sort of have a general consensus, I think there are only 8 votes cast so far. I wasn't quite sure that was enough that it felt like that was real consensus yet. But, I want to make sure that it's not rushed, right? I want people to have time to look at it and give their feedback on it. So I don't have a hard deadline yet, but I don't know, what, 5 days or a week from now, something like that?
Yeah, I appreciate the thoughtfulness there and the intention to not rush this through. I think it's ready to move to the next stage of ideation whenever you're ready. There's still time for more feedback in that next stage, but I think it is fulfilled the requirements for this first stage of incubation. So whenever you feel comfortable moving it forward, I think it's ready to go to the next stage.
Well, if you're comfortable and I'm comfortable, I just didn't want to feel like I was foisting anything on the DAO.
Definitely appreciate that. I know that's something. It's a challenge that we've experienced too. Like you certainly don't want to surprise a community with a big token swap proposal, but I think the fact that we're doing this AMA is also really good. And if anyone does have questions, you can post them in stage chat, raise your hand, or just add them to that forum post. But yeah, maybe end of day today, we can plan on moving that to ideation if there's no strong feedback before then.
Well, I'm watching the women's Final Four tonight, so it won't be tonight.
Cool.
Yeah, I think I just wanted to shill regen farms for one more quick second. You're saying that like Give is one of the, I think it's like 4th or so on HoneySwap in terms of liquidity. It's like we had these Give farms go up in December, and we have Give Honey as one of our incentivized pools. So we had a lot of people providing liquidity, and just like a lot of liquidity on HoneySwap came from that. Plus, we're giving Give tokens to people who donate via givebacks, also on Gnosis Chain. So it's like people get their Give tokens, they're happy to receive their Give tokens, and then they're like, oh, what can I do here? It's like, oh, actually, I could earn a yield. And so it's like this, like pairing with Honey and staking in the Give farm. It's a super nice thing, and just like I think like really a testament to like the functionality of the Give farm and like the liquidity mining with the stream. And I'm so happy that like now we have Fox in there as well. And I think like the token swap with Give and Fox is just like, I mean, everything is so in tune and so in alignment. It's like we have the Fox Honey Farm coming up, we have our partnerships with OneHive, we have the Giveth partnership with ShapeShift, and now doing the token swap I think is just like a great next step.
Agreed. The stars in the multiverse are aligning for sure, and I think we're setting the stage for a really healthy, long, fruitful relationship between our two DAOs. D to D for the win.
D to D. I see Griff is in the audience. He's raising his hand. Do you want to drag him in here? Drag him up here.
Yes, Griff, get up here. What's up, dude? I'm inviting you up to speak right now. Welcome, Sir Griff.
So sorry I couldn't make it for the first half an hour, but yeah, just so happy to be here and so excited about this token swap. It's a long time coming.
Agreed. Finally we're down it. So glad you can make it, dude. So to catch you up, we've covered the region farms. Lauren gave a great demo of donating and creating a project on Giveth. We just covered the token swap and haven't seen any questions related to that yet. So far it's all love on our end. So maybe Griff, I would love for you to introduce yourself to the ShapeShift community. I think a lot of us have heard great things about you, but maybe not met you in person yet. And then after that, we can talk about the Giveth roadmap and all the exciting things to come.
Yeah, I see lots of friends out there. Great Machine, who did our intro video, like our announcement video for the economy. Decentralized J, who's been helping out with the Ichi farm, the Ichi connection with the Angel Vaults and all that. Giant Kin, lots of good friends out there. Mr. Bear, even. So yeah, lots of cool people out there. My name's Griff. I've been DAOing my heart out since 2015, like just nonstop. From my first project was the DAO. It didn't end up very well, but learned a lot from it, and started Giveth right after that in 2016. And Giveth has kind of been the baseline for a lot of organizations that have kind of spun out of Giveth. So DAppNode and BrightID both came out of the Giveth ecosystem, as well as the Commons Stack and the Token Engineering Commons. And there's this other group, General Magic. There's all sorts of cool projects. Some of them have like failed too. Like there's Telegraph and Signals. And then some of them have been huge successes, like Item 3 and Hermes. So Giveth has been kind of this base layer organization that has really always been focused on how do we, bring the real vision of crypto into light. Like when I first got into crypto, like 2013, 2014, it was all about how do we replace governments with this technology, right? And we started Giveth to really go towards that vein of, like, how do we, if we look at what governments and nonprofits are doing, like when governments fail, nonprofits step up to fill in the gaps. And so the approach and vision of Giveth to avoid any kind of issues is really to focus on the nonprofits. And if we can do nonprofit work better than governments can do government work and provide public services, then eventually, what do we need these guys for? And that's really where our heart is. And I feel like it's very aligned, at least with like Eric Voorhees and the ShapeShift community, from what I've seen, is also really on that kind of path, more focused on taking down the Federal Reserve notes and really providing better solutions than the current financial system, which is really important too. We're more general in that we wanted to see if we can replace all government services eventually, slowly but surely. And it's not about even replacing; it's more about just coordinating better than they are currently, and coordinating better than nonprofits are currently. So I think we can do that with these regen economies, with Web3 tooling, and I've been dedicating my heart and soul to that for since 2015.
Fighting the good fight on the front lines. Thank you, Griff. And yeah, fully agree. I think there's a lot of great alignment, and we're all on the same team, right? We're trying to make the world a better place and taking slightly different approaches, but still share a lot of the same values, right? We're not. One cool thing that I love about Giveth is that it isn't just relying on altruism, right? But it's trying to actually create new economies that reward those who do good, which I think is one of the biggest things missing from our current impact economy.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So yeah, we've I think we have a pretty good idea about Giveth and about the current platform. The roadmap is so cool. I would love to give ShapeShift community a sneak peek of the exciting stuff that Giveth is working on.
Yeah.
Do you want to take the next big feature on the roadmap, and then I can talk about the donating to causes?
Hell yes. Yeah. So the next big one is Give Power, and I should probably let Lauren do it because she is owning it. But the high level, at least, is to provide a curation mechanism on the platform, and it's really important for our long-term roadmap that we enable people with Give tokens to stake those tokens behind the projects. And it'll be very obvious why we need that when we get to the end of the roadmap. But so the next big step is, how do we reward curation, token holder curation on the platform? I don't know, Lauren, if you want to talk about that at all, because you're really leading this project.
Sure, I can talk about Give Power a little bit. Yeah, so that's like a great high level overview. The way it's gonna kind of work in practice is like this like nitty gritty stuff that we're working out right now with designers and devs and the best way to present it. But people will be able to stake and lock Give tokens. and we're thinking of putting it somewhere in the Give farm. So it's like kind of like just Give staking. You can stake and lock your Give tokens. If you lock for a longer period of time, you'll be able to earn more rewards. If you lock for a shorter period of time, you earn you earn rewards as well, but you have a lower multiplier. And then while you're locking these tokens, you also get something called Give Power. And Give Power is basically going to be like curation power for the projects on the platform. It's the power that you get from your Give in order to determine which are the best projects on Giveth. So it's like you stake, you lock tokens, and you get some voting power. You get Give Power back. And if you decide to lock your tokens for longer, you get higher rewards, and you also get more Give Power. So it's like you get more governance power if you're locking your tokens for a longer period of time. And then the next step is like the way like users will be able to interact with projects. It's like people will be able to choose projects and kind of like add them to their Give Power and allocate some of this voting power that they have to those projects. We're gonna have like a couple of different ways that we like show it in the UI, like some parts on the homepage, some parts in my account or whatever, et cetera, et cetera. But you'll be able to basically look at a project and decide you want to give that project a boost. So you want to give that project some of your Give Power. And then when projects have Give Power behind it, what that actually means, I mean, it means two things. It means that like the Give Power, like this curation by people who are using Give Power actually will determine in part how the matching funds from the Giveth matching pool that I showed earlier, how those are going to be used. So it's the more popular projects, the ones that are chosen by donors and chosen by the community, chosen by the Give Power people, will actually get greater matching funds. And then the other cool thing about it is that the projects that are most favored, their donors, when people donate to those projects, they get actually a little bit more givebacks. So givebacks right now are just distributed via the same formula to all of the projects that are verified. But using Give Power, there'll be like a little bit of an offset where the more popular projects, like all the verified projects, their donors will still get givebacks, but the more popular ones will get more givebacks when they donate to them. So it's like by being a Give Power holder, not only are you earning yield, but you're also like having a really powerful say in which projects that you care about on Giveth are succeeding. And it's like we're building this relationship between the Give token holders, between the people that are using the platform in one means, and also the projects who are doing work on the ground, who are doing work in the crypto space, wherever the project may be. But it's like we're building this relationship between people using the platform and the projects on the platform, and like creating a way where they actually communicate and creating a win-win situation where projects benefit from the extra matching funds and because their donors are getting more Give tokens, and then the users who have Give tokens benefit because they're earning yield and they get to also support the projects that they care about. So we're building this like it's like step one to a greater vision in the future roadmap. But I'll kind of stop there because that's where like Give Power sort of concludes, is like in building this strong relationship.
Yeah, and I want to reiterate what Lauren just said about this win-win situation, because our goal is to, like Willie said, get rid of this altruism and this requirement for altruism. And the first thing that we firmly believe that the wisdom is in the nonprofit space. They know how to solve these problems. They just don't know how to do it in a win-win way. They're always requiring begging for funds. And so the first thing that we need to do is actually give them a win-win situation. So now once Give Power is up, when someone donates to this project, from the project's perspective, they have this win-win offer. They can say, hey, how about you lock those Give tokens behind us, and you will earn a yield, and then we will get benefits on the platform. And that just psychologically is actually really important for the nonprofits to start to spin up. But this is, of course, that's Give Power. And then the next big thing that we want to add is causes. And this is actually how we met Willie. Willie did this awesome East Denver project that won the impact track called Cause. And so and that's actually how we met. I don't know, Willie, if you want to go into how that's evolved.
Yeah, I would love to. Oh man, that brings back such good memories too. That was hands down the best day ever. ETH Denver 2020. Building this Cause prototype, and then meeting Griff and realizing, oh my gosh, we've got very similar visions. Let's build this together. So I just posted a screenshot in the stage chat of this, what we're calling GiveFi. And yeah, this is something that I'm super excited about. I've been thinking about for years, and I'm glad that it's finally becoming a reality. So one of the reasons I'm really excited about this is that I think right now one of the biggest challenges in the giving ecosystem is picking a project to donate to, right? Once you've decided that you want to donate to support a cause, then you have to go research all of these competing projects and decide which one you should donate to. And that's a lot of work for a donor. And giving should be easy, right? We should make it as easy as possible to give. And so I'm excited for Giveth to launch the Giving Money Lego, where you can just donate directly to causes and trust that 100% of your donation to that cause will go to verified projects who are supporting the cause. And of course, when you donate to a cause, you'll receive some givebacks. And the cool thing about this is it's going to be very similar to Gitcoin. If you guys are familiar with Gitcoin's quadratic matching for grants, and we're actually going to be working with the Gitcoin team to take this quadratic matching and implement it for Giveth for causes. So the cool thing about that is that if you do decide to do the work to pick a project and donate to it, your donation will get matched, which feels great for anyone who ever donated on Gitcoin. It's awesome to know that your donation is going even farther, and it's great for Giveth because hopefully this will encourage the projects to really promote donations on Giveth, because if they get donations on Giveth, then they get matching donations on top of that. And if you see in this diagram, this is another reason I'm really excited about this, is that it's just a really awesome model for Giveth to capture value in a way that doesn't extract it. It's a positive sum economy here. And with this model, when the donations to causes will basically sit idly for about 45 days between the time that they're donated to a cause and the time that they're allocated to a verified project. So for instance, let's say we're doing this in April. Donations to causes during April would then be allocated at the end of May as matching donations. So this means that the donations are sitting idly for about 45 days and can generate yield. And that yield can go to the Giveth DAO to support the development of these open source public goods and to reward these Give token holders because they control all the value that is in the DAO. So I'm excited about this. I think we're creating like the donation money Lego. I'm excited for DAOs who want to donate, or any organization that wants to donate but doesn't want to actually pick a few specific projects. They just want to pick causes to support. They can just choose, any amount to donate to a cause and trust that 100% of their donation will be allocated to verified projects, and they earn some give. So I think this model is so beautiful, and I think when Giveth launches this, we will be solving some really big problems in the space. And this model has the potential, if we achieve our vision and we have all of the existing donations that are currently going directly to nonprofits flowing through Giveth, which is over $400 billion donated every year just in the US, this model can potentially generate billions of dollars of value for the Giveth DAO without charging any fees on donations. So it's a beautiful model, and I'm super excited for this to launch. And this is just one stepping stone. So all of this, as you can see, is kind of like, I think Griff mentioned it earlier. We're basically, we're onboarding nonprofits into Web3, right? And it's a much easier said than done, right? A lot of these nonprofits are not familiar with crypto. Maybe they're even skeptical about it. And so we start by just saying, hey, here's a great way to start accepting donations with no fees added. It's super easy to get your project set up and start receiving donations. Then I think with GiveFi, that will really help us attract a lot of these nonprofits into Web3. There's a big carrot for them to come join because now they can get matching donations and there's still no fees. And we're bringing these nonprofits down to the rabbit hole. And a big part of where we want to end up is GIRVs. And Griff and Lauren, who would like to give an overview of the GIRVs?
GIRVs. I blame Willie for the name, and I'll hold that stance for a long time, forever, until it's not funny anymore. But GIRVs is such a good name. I can dive into GIRVs. It's really grown on me. Willie and I were sitting next to each other, and in East Paris, and there was like, we're gonna, I think this is like, I don't know, March or April, like almost a year ago. And we were going to announce the Give economy. And, maybe it was in the summer actually. Yeah, and we had never announced the Give economy. And we were like, okay, what do we even call this thing on the roadmap? And we just had it was last minute. like I was filling in for somebody who was sick with COVID, right? So, and they couldn't speak. So I was just going to get up there, and Willie and I were hacking the slides together, and Willie is like, let's call it GURVS. I'm like, fine, yeah, let's do it. That's hilarious. And so, yeah, we're going for it. So GURVS, the idea here is that with Give Power activated, there'll be tokens actually locked behind these projects. And with those tokens that are locked, that's like economic potential energy that can be utilized in collateralizing another economy. And there's this really cool tool in Web3 called bonding curves that solves the liquidity issues around making microeconomies. It's so critical. The Token Engineering Commons is using it. And they're using the augmented bonding curve. And there's all sorts of projects that have utilized the bonding curve. DXDAO started with a bonding curve. And bonding curves are really powerful for those early stage launches because you effectively have infinite liquidity. But you don't necessarily need the bonding curve once you're like, ShapeShift has a $70 million market cap or something like that. You don't need a bonding curve, right? You only need it when you are starting out because it's hard to get. It allows people to have confidence that they can enter and exit the economy, and there will be a buyer on the other side if they want to sell their tokens. So a bonding curve is literally just a smart contract that mints tokens on demand. Whenever someone wants to send collateral to that bonding curve, it will mint tokens, and the price goes up when people are buying tokens. And the price goes down algorithmically when people are selling tokens. And it maintains, in Bancor style bonding curves, it maintains a steady relationship between the collateral that's in the curve and the actual market cap of the token, which is the market cap is price times supply. So what's really cool is you can, bonding curves allow you to be under collateralized as an economy. So if we have $200,000 locked behind a project, then and that project scales through. So, maybe before I go into GURVS, there are a bunch of steps between like a project having tokens locked behind them and them actually launching their own bonding curve economy. Nonprofits are not ready to have their own economy just like because they've been hanging out in the Giveth ecosystem for a while. We need to make this a slippery slope, like one step at a time, adding other features into their mix. So yeah, the projects that they come in, they may not even know what Web3 is, and they can log in with Google and get an address using Taurus Wallet integration. But then when they raise some money, we got to get them off of that because when we can tell them, hey, did you know Google can steal your money or Facebook can steal your money? You should probably get a real MetaMask here and migrate the funds to a new address. And so they have motivation. Like Google can steal their money. And so then it's like, okay, so now you can do the win-win thing. You can get people to lock tokens behind your project. Well, the projects that start to have a lot of tokens locked behind them, we want to take them aside and say, you've been really successful on our platform. Do you want to take the next step? Do you want to actually become a DAO? How about you implement a reward system so the people who are contributing labor and expertise can actually have a voice over how the donations are spent? And we can create a DAO that will manage the donations. So they can start to onboard their contributors, their volunteers, and say, hey, we want to give out these reputation points, these tokens down the MetaMask. It's not anything to do with money. It's just reputation, right? Slippery slope. So then they start playing with reputation, and eventually, once they have their DAO set up, and we're working with the TEC and Common Stack to build this praise-based reward system. But we're open to any reward system, coordinate, source cred, all of these things are super cool. And it'll be up to the nonprofit what reward system they want to use. But they have to track their contributions, and then they can have a DAO with tokens that actually decides where their donations go. And once they've actually just become like a non-transferable reputation DAO that is starting to coordinate and send their donations around, now they can have a GURV. And the tokens that are locked, let's say there's $200,000 locked behind this project. We can actually launch a token economy if we use the same reserve ratio that the token engineering commons used. Then $200,000 worth of Give tokens would become $1 million worth of their project's tokens. And now, anytime someone wants to, there's a lot of things that are opened up by this new GERV, right? So now when someone donates, we have the Givebacks program, right? Well, when someone donates to the project, they, instead of giving all Give tokens, 100% of the donation will go to the DAO, and the DAO will manage that money. But now the Givebacks actually go into the GERV and create project tokens, so that the donors are shareholders in the project. And that's super cool, because now donors have an upside potential if this economy grows. Now, also, you can imagine at the beginning, when I kind of skipped this part, but when we staked 200K behind the project, that creates $1 million worth of tokens. Well, the people who staked 200K, they can get, let's say, 400K. So they actually make 100% profit on paper, you know, with this new token that was created. And now we have $600,000 to give to the DAO and to the people with reputation in the DAO that are have expertise and labor contributions. They actually get money too. So now the volunteers become shareholders, the donors become shareholders, and there's an investment opportunity in this economy. So if you want to support this economy, you don't have to donate anymore. You can actually just use Give tokens to send to the bonding curve, to the GERV, and then create project tokens. And with those project tokens, you'll have a voice in how this economy runs. So yeah, this is the plan, and this is the dream. And I think that people forget that there is a lot of upside potential in small with this system. We can create upside potential for innovation in the public goods space. If a project has a really innovative idea on something that could really that like could work in a local area, and they start this project on Giveth, and they get a GERV, and they start to succeed in coordinating around that success in that local area. If they grow to other areas, that would actually expand the economy, and other people who want to participate in this public goods production or benefit from the public goods production and have a say in how it's allocated, they would need to buy tokens to have that say. And this is the growth potential for these small nonprofits, and we can actually create we can actually incentivize or reward entrepreneurial activity in the public goods sector if all this can be pulled off. Sorry, that's kind of a longer rant, and I see that we're almost out of time, so maybe I'll just pass it back to Willie to finish it off.
It was a beautiful rant, Griff. I think it's awesome that we were able to kind of squeeze the full vision for Giveth, the full roadmap into this talk. And one cool thing about Giveth too is that if you're listening to this and you have other ideas for how to best build the future of giving, come share those with the Giveth community. We're always open to hearing ideas for how we can do this better. We very much believe in the wisdom of the crowd. And yeah, these bonding curves are powerful. So it's pretty advanced stuff, and that's why it's at the end of the roadmap once we've onboarded these communities. But really fascinating stuff that I'm glad we were able to give some information on to the Giveth community. And yeah, I think I like to say we'll know we've made it when we have degens who are betting on these nonprofit projects, right? They're investing early on in the bonding curve because they think this nonprofit's going to be successful. That's how we'll know we've made it, and that should exist, right? And right now it doesn't. So really excited about everything Giveth is building. Super excited about the region farm that launched today and this token swap proposal. So thank you, Giveth community, for joining us and giving us a great overview of all the great stuff you guys are building. Thank you, Foxes, for listening, showing so much love in the stage chat. Look forward to a long, fruitful DAO-to-DAO relationship with Giveth.
Yeah, thank you, Foxes.
Thank you so much, Willie. Thank you so much, everybody who's here. It was a lot of fun to hang out with y'all.
Thanks, Willie. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate you guys having us.
Yes, thanks, Chad, GB. Thanks, Lauren. Thanks, Griff.